named Lazarus. And Lazarus had two sisters, Martha and Mary. They all lived in a town called Bethany. One day, Lazarus got sick, and Martha and Mary wished that Jesus was there. But he was in another town. First, somebody had to walk to where Jesus was. And then Jesus had to walk to Bethany. In those days, people walked everywhere. Yes, a good pair of sandals is a great idea. Jesus cared for his friends, so he walked to Bethany. But by the time Jesus got there, Jesus had died. He had been dead for 4 days. Lazarus had died. I was just checking to see if you were listening. The house was full of people trying to comfort Martha and Mary. When Martha heard that Jesus was on his way, she walked out to meet him. I wonder what this is about. Yeast. Yeast makes bread and dough rise. I think this must be a hint that Jesus talked to Martha about rising. Martha told Jesus, if you had been here sooner, my brother would not have died. But I know that God can still give you what you ask for. Perhaps Martha was still hoping Jesus would do something for Lazarus. Jesus cared about Martha and wanted to show how much he cared for her. He said, your brother will rise. I am the resurrection and the life. Anyone who believes in me will rise from the dead. And it won't matter if he's already dead. Martha said, yes, I believe. And then she went to get Mary. Uh-oh. There's going to be some crying in this story. Mary hurried to find Jesus. He was still a little way outside of town. People thought she was going to her brother's tomb so she could be sad and cry if she wanted to, and they followed her. When Mary saw Jesus, she fell at his feet and said, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. By this time, Mary was crying. And Jesus was feeling pretty sad himself. Finally, Jesus asked, where did you put Lazarus? The people watching Mary cry said, come and see. They took Jesus to the tomb. Now Jesus started sobbing. His friend was dead. Mary was crying. Jesus was crying. Martha was there too. Everybody was crying. Yes, I think a hanky would have come in handy that day. Well now, that's interesting. Scissors. Scissors often come in handy for cutting things away. So they are great in care packages. Lazarus' tomb was a cave with a stone in front of it. Jesus shocked everyone and said, take the stone away. Even Martha was shocked. She said, it will stink. He's been dead 4 days. Jesus said, if you believe, you will see God's glory. They took away the stone. And Jesus looked up and talked to God. Show these people a great miracle so that they will believe you sent me. Then Jesus used his loudest voice to say, Lazarus, come out. And Lazarus came out. That's where scissors would have come in handy. Jesus told the people to take away the cloths Lazarus was buried in. Lazarus was alive. I know what this is for. This reminds us of the promises God makes and that he keeps his promises. Jesus cared so much about Lazarus, Martha, and Mary. One great promise in the Bible is that God cares